Welcome to another Tuesday Newsday, everyone. We've got a big cast here on our overlay today. So thank you for joining me. I've got executive editor for Catalyst, John Helfers.
Hello.
And what do I call you guys?
I'm an editor at large.
Editor at large, Jennifer Brozek. And Phil and Lilu.
Managing editor of Shrapnel.
And Phil of all trades, literally.
Phil of all trades. I like that.
Yep.
By the way, Jen, you just said Lilu, and I just 2 days ago we got a new puppy, and her name is Lila, which is French for lilac. But I've been calling her Lilu.
Has she crash landed into your life too?
She I apparently hate myself. An 18-month-old puppy, so we just got through all the bad stuff, and now we just got... But I have an old man dog that's 14, and so we wanted a puppy to learn from him while he's still around. So
right,
yeah. So we'll be a 2-dog family again at some point. But hey, it's good to see you guys. It's good to be here. We are going to go through some brief news. I don't have too much for you that's different from last week, but we'll look at the master schedule. And I know one of the questions from last week was about the fiction release schedule, which Michael said is up to date in the new schedule that Paul built. I think so. We'll go through that together, and you guys can kibitz and tell me if I'm wrong, or kibitz. And then we'll go through fiction news, all the stuff you guys want to talk about, and do some Q&A, which I'm sure our chat has, because it's been a while since we've talked about fiction, and there's a lot coming down the pike, and so we're excited for it. All right, so news. Last week, we went through the con schedule. I know, Andrew, actually, I'm going to call you out, because last week you asked me about UK Games Expo. And we hadn't had final word yet. I did message Randall, and he said that he had to finish the proposal and send it in, and he hadn't done it yet. But he said should happen by the weekend. So I'm just gonna copy and paste my question to him while we're early. This is what literally happens when I'm texting you random questions in the middle of the day about, like, when's the next Leviathans book?
Yep.
I'm live and like, let me ask John.
I should really be on this hour. I should really keep open. Like, let's watch my phone. Let's see what comes across it. Exactly.
Awesome. All right. So then, what else do we have here? For the master schedule, that is getting closer and closer to done. But as I told you guys last week, I have to scroll now. This is my big complaint, is that all the new stuff is at the bottom instead of the top. So I have to scroll through 2017 all the way through. All right, so let's see. For this year, we have out of order. The House Karita Command Lance and the House Karita Ranger Force Pack. I have them on the schedule for February 18th. And again, my usual caveat is that I'm hoping these dates are final, but things move without being updated, so bear with me. This is as close as I can get ya. Force Manual Mercenaries is set to come out on March 4th. Good. This adds up. So the battletech. I don't believe that one.
None of us here can confirm or deny any of the dates or projects she's talking about. So we're just gonna nod and smile.
Not our.
I thought there was something on a map thing that was coming up, but I might be wrong on that. I know for RPGs, we've got Shadowrun Mean Streets is coming out on March 4th. Also, yeah, that's cool. Also, for those Shadowrun fans that are the collectors of the group, We have the Sixth World Core Rulebook. The first printing was the Seattle edition. Then we had the what are we on now? Berlin. I was gonna say Boston. I'm like, that is absolutely wrong. And then the next printing, because we're getting close to the end of that line, is going to be Hong Kong. And I'm super excited for the cover of that one, guys. So cool
Very
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
For board games as well, that was the other thing I was missing, was Kung Fu Panda Street Food Showdown is coming out on March 4th. And then I believe, John, I was half listening in the director's meeting during this time. I believe the Quincy's Tavern mug is coming out soon, right?
Yes, I think you and I was also half listening. I believe that's correct.
Yeah, they were talking
But
about
I
new
don't-
stuff to get online as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I don't know if we have an actual drop date for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but that should be coming very soon.
Yep.
So all of that is super exciting stuff. We've done a bunch of backer updates for the Kickstarters this past week. So Leviathans is done shipping for domestic, Canada, and rest of world. Australia has received most of their Leviathans items. There are 2 items that we had here locally in the US. It was the book and the t-shirts. So those are getting shipped to Australia. And then fulfillment will ramp up there. What? Oh, Tyler's talking to me. What? Oh, we are technical difficulty. Okay, so just so you guys know, Tyler has a storm rolling into his area. He's running tech for us, so we might cut in and out. So if you miss something, put it in the questions if it cuts out, and we'll make sure that we re-say it at the end of the show. What else here? I've got I forget what I was talking about now. Kung Fu Panda Street Food Showdown, getting stuff online. Oh, the Kickstarters. We did the updates. Leviathans. The Europe shipment hasn't landed at the hub yet, but it is on its way. I can't remember what the date is that we're expecting that. I want to say it's like January 28th or something. And then we also have to ship those books and the t-shirts there, so we're coordinating that now. And then fulfillment will start on Leviathans. Shadowrun Takedown is getting all the quotes finalized. We got the first round of quotes in. We always do a double check to make sure it doesn't look crazy or weird or anything. And we did find a couple high ones that we were concerned about, so we sent back just to ask questions. And then we also decided that if possible, we're going to see if we can do save our Canadian backers some shipping by seeing if we can work with a local Canadian hub to like drive all that merch up there and then ship locally. But we don't have a final on that, so it may be US prices for shipping to Canada, or it may be Canadian, so we'll let you know. Takedown is scheduled to ship from China to the hubs, but hasn't left on that boat yet. What else? Mercs Wave 4 and 5 for domestic are shipping, and we are getting the last minute shortage items to the international hubs for shipping. Now that is all good, and I believe that's... Oh, and then we sent Voltron and Frostpunk updates as well. So any of the Kickstarters that you back, go ahead and check those out. Fiction release schedule. I was told when we were talking about this at the end of last week that we do have a fiction schedule here in the master schedule. So I'm gonna talk the stuff in here, John and Jen and Phil, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on anything. All right, so just like this, I have to scroll down because the newest stuff is coming later. All right, so I have January 16th, which is 4 days ago, was the Long Road.
Correct.
Starting off strong. And the Long Road is battletech, correct?
Yeah, Jason Hansa. It culminates in kind of the last year was the year of Terra, going back and kind of filling things in. Jason wanted to tackle kind of a main character from the Dark Age series back way back when, and not tie off her story, but continue it into the Ilclan era. And I thought he did a marvelous job. I won't spoil who it is for those who want to be surprised. And but that kind of sort of wraps up our stories of Terra and filling in what's been happening on Terra over the last 2 years after the invasion and Terra's fall. So, yep, that's out now. The POD book just went live, so people can grab that as well. And of course, it's available in ebook across the board.
And if possible, too, Michael, I know you've been listening the past couple weeks. If we can add on the master schedule for which line it is, so that I don't say, yeah, this is coming. I don't know if it's Shadowrun or Battletech. Oh boy. And then also the author, so we can shout them out too. Strength of the Pack is the next thing to come out in February.
Yes, that is the omnibus collection of Jason. It's a Jason Hansa couple months. Jason Hansa, of course, we released the Strength of the Pack serial novel last year. This is the collected version that will be available in one singular ebook and a POD as well. So that's, I'm just gonna leave it at that right now.
Okay. And then I'm guessing this is wrong because it says next is House of the Sun in October of 25, so that can't be right.
No, that was already out last year, so let's just jump over that one.
Let's jump. I'm jumping. Oh boy. Nope, that's wrong. That's audio. I don't want to do audio. Nope, that's all audio.
There's like a theme here.
That's all I have.
For Battletech or for Shadowrun and Battletech? Because I've got a whole list of Shadowrun that I've been working on.
Tell you what, why don't you guys take us through the releases of the year, and I'm going to update this as you go.
Let me take the lead on that because some of this isn't set. For other Shadowrun stuff, we are going to be releasing Brian Young's Cortex Bomb. I think that might get pushed to the last Friday of the month since I have the ability to do that. So it's it's supposed to come out this Friday, but it's still in edit. I think it's going to come out on the 31st, but I can guarantee it will come out this month for sure. The art's being worked on by Tyler Clark. Should be an awesome pick. Just got to get it wrapped up and get it out there. That's a 25,000 word novella. So that should be fun.
That's 23rd, you said, of January is what we're hoping for?
Hoping for, but it might push to the end of the month. It will be in January. I can guarantee January for sure. So, but I think the art is still being processed. We just went another round of it. Jen, you saw, I think, the update as well. Or maybe you didn't. I don't remember.
I didn't see that. I only saw the next one, the one that the Jason Mallory one, Desert Wars, coming out.
Yeah. I because of the time frame, I'm kind of jumping in here and revising on that one. And then let's see. Well, let's talk audio a little bit, of course, because the big news last year was that we were moving to a BattleTech drop a month for audio, and Question of Survival by Brian Young came out last month, and then this month. It came out this month, and then we're leading right into Without Question. So those folks who like G.E. Chistu and the Jade Falcon Adventures, the remnants, I guess we call them, out near the hinterlands, will enjoy those two books, and then we're going to lead off with The Damocles Sanction by Michael Ciravella in audio.
Well, you're going too fast. So audio is Without Question by Brian Young. It's coming in February?
Yeah, and I can't lock down an actual date for it because it has to go through ACX's review, and that can take anywhere from 5 to 14 business days. So,
yes.
Yeah.
You're allowed to continue.
Thank you. And then March is The Damocles Sanction by Michael Ciravella.
Sanction.
And I can't give a lot more because the rest of it's sort of up in the air, but we will be dropping one audiobook a month in BattleTech. I guarantee that. It's just I don't know which one's going to be the April book yet. Okay. So because there's some things that are already existing that kind of tie into that we need to have 30-year-old contracts removed. That's all I'm going to say about that. But all our books are not abridged. They are full adaptations, 100, 110,000 words, read by very talented narrators like Trent Sparks and others, and people have really enjoyed them. So we want to keep that going and really want to build up audiobooks I know Remy and I have talked about in the past. Let's talk about.
I have something to share for February if for audio.
Yeah, go for it.
So for audio for Shadowrun, we will be releasing A Kiss to Die For by Jennifer Brozek.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to get to hear that before that goes live?
If we want it out in February,
you'll get the files as soon as it goes through when it goes through ACX at the same time. So there you go.
But basically, we're kind of down to the wire, Jen, because we lost our female narrator. So because of the timeline, I did it. So it's me and Chris Kaufman. So I'm excited to see that come together and come out. So yeah, you get to listen to.
That'll be great.
Kiss to Die For. I had fun. By the way, how do you say her name?
Sumiko or Kinsuki?
I did it right.
Okay. See,
Awesome.
you could have asked me this earlier.
Well, I just thought of
I'm
it.
always on Discord. I mean, I don't always answer it because I am also buried under deadlines and many editing things. But yeah,
I was rushing, so I was I was running, but I was like, oh crap, is it Sumiko or Sumiko? And I do Sumiko. So
let's talk about other stuff for BattleTech real quick. This isn't going to be a surprise because we surprised last year with Hungry Like the Wolf, our first BattleTech romance. We are following up with a sequel, currently called Heart of Iron. I think we're going to keep that. And that is, I don't have the name. It's by an established author who's done some other work for us, but they're writing under a pen name. And I just realized I don't have that information in front of me.
Laurette Bilodeau.
Is that it?
I believe so.
Okay, interesting. All right, well that's close enough for me, and that's
at least that's the byline that I saw a few days ago. So
well, then that's good enough. All right,
and
then
what's that
that's
one called?
Heart of Iron.
And when does that come out?
That's going to be out the day before Valentine's Day because it's a Friday, February 13th.
Oh, Friday the 13th.
I didn't even realize
my
that.
sister's birthday.
That's funny. So it's winning through fact check now, and actually our fearless leader is actually reading it because he wanted to, and I'm like, okay, go for it. And so he has comments, but he's enjoying it so far, and fact check enjoyed it as well. So it's moving along.
Regular fiction or audio?
This is regular fiction. This is this is gonna be a book. I mean, eventually both Hungry and this will be an audio. Right. I'm not sure when, but sometime.
I'm just trying to keep it straight for.
I'm talking. Yeah, we're going back to print books, and then let's round out March real quick. Phil, this will make Dan happy. I've got Silent Assets slated for March, which is his mercenary unit, which is called what again? Silent Reapers? Yes. So kind of a down and dirty, a bit of a smaller story. Merc's getting into Merc action and trouble. Dan Isperner, of course, is one of our German authors who writes in English as well. And very excited about that one. Of course, and we'll issue 24 will drop there, but let me get through a couple other things. And I also have
Dan Isperner?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, and it's a novella.
No, it's a full novel.
Oh, novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were putting out the call for actual, real, full-length novels about mercenaries, and he answered the call. And
I love how you keep trying to move on before I'm done.
I should allow follow-up questions. The other thing that's happening, and we'll get to Shrapnel in a minute. Issue 24 also is going to drop on the 13th of March, and also we're going to bring out Weapons Free. I guess this is the big anthology. The big Battlecore anthology that no one can find, which I didn't know about. We're going to drop that in March as well.
Which one is this?
Weapons Free, it's called. It's Battlecore anthology. It's like the best of Battlecore.
Yeah,
Volume 3. That's going to come out at the end of the month. And I guess this is the rare one that everyone's been clamoring for. I thought it was First Strike. I was wrong.
For some reason, the first 3 Battlecore anthologies, they very quickly went out of print. I would see them on the secondary market for like ridiculous markups.
Right.
So you guys don't have to spend a ton of money on those anymore.
Yep, I'm always happy to undercut the secondary market on these. So we've got new art. They've been proofed. The mechs will be in there. Looking forward to that one coming out too. So.
All right. So just to make sure, I've got, and to simplify it for our audience here. So I've got Strength of the Pack coming out in February.
Correct.
I've got Cortex Bomb for Shadowrun coming out January 23rd-ish.
Yes.
I've got House of the... Oh, nope. That was October. Without Question for audiobook coming in February.
Correct.
Damocles Sanction by Michael Ciarvella coming to audio in March.
Correct.
There is one other February release that's supposed to happen.
Please.
It is a novella, a Desert Wars novella by Jason Mallory called Trial Under Fire.
Yes.
That is scheduled for mid-February.
Okay, good, because we could do something there. All right.
And I've just seen some of the cover art for it, so that's looking
Awesome.
pretty good.
So Trial Under Fire, which is a novella.
Right.
Yes.
Jason Mallory, yay! And that's February.
Yeah.
Correct.
Kiss to Die For in February by Jennifer Brozek coming to audio.
Yep.
Heart of Iron, We Believe by Laurette Bilodeau is the
Bilodeau.
novel coming...
Bilodeau.
Bilodeau, okay.
Yeah.
Apologies. Bilodeau, and that is February 13th.
Correct.
I'm sorry, this is just connecting for me. Heart of Iron, it's pre-Valentine's Day. Is this another BattleTech romance?
You bet.
Yes.
That's correct.
Guys,
Hungry Like the Wolf did well enough, and people wanted more. So, and this one,
guys.
I will tell people this one's going to be spicier because that was the biggest, not the biggest issue, not a complaint. They liked the story, and nothing against Chris York. She did a fine job, but people wanted the more spice, so we're going to amp up the spice level. So there you go.
My.
Mhm.
Oh my.
Mhm.
Silent Assets by Daniel Isberner is coming in March, and that's a novel.
Correct.
Shrapnel issue 24, I think it was.
Yep.
Um,
24
is in March.
Mhm.
Any sneak peek into our authors for Shrapnel?
I'll turn that over to Phil.
Well, the main feature 24 is the conclusion of James Bixby's Fortune and Glory serial novel,
Featuring the redoubtable Ace Darwin.
Yeah. So that's fun. Let me take a look at my table of contents here.
You said you had a theme this time. Why don't you maybe talk a little bit
For
about
that one,
how it fell together, right? Wasn't it the
not that one.
no, not the D word, or was it the last one?
Oh yeah, no, okay, sorry, I forgot what you were talking.
He's actually working ahead on these, so he's already put 24 in the rearview mirror. So,
yeah. So one of the things that was interesting is that when I was putting this issue together, just from the stories that I had picked, and I generally do stories like in the order I get them. I might shuffle some things around, especially if it like fits better, or I tend to make sure to spread the love out a little bit so I don't have like the same author like issue after issue after issue. And as I was putting together the final table of contents, I realized that okay, there's a lot of stories in here that are about the personal psychological effects of being dispossessed, of losing your mech or having it taken from you in some way. And I was like, okay, so I just sort of kind of built like the theme of the issue around that. So that's like it's a pretty common theme in a lot of stories, but to have so many in this one issue just kind of accidentally, I guess, was just an interesting observation.
Awesome. And then the last thing was for March, Weapons Free, the Battle Corps Anthology Volume 3.
correct. That's a reissue, republication, but everything's been new cover, updated layout, corrected. So any typos should have caught them, and including the mechs that people seem to really like at the back of each story will be the mech images. So yeah,
Awesome.
Kind of excited about that one. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will stop there because it's already 4:30, believe it or not. So we will stop there for the quarter and get this updated so we can get more of these to you guys. But I want to give you guys a chance to talk about fiction? What's the trajectory? What are the plans? What do you want to talk about and get our audience excited about?
Bill, why don't we have you continue on the shrapnel vein, because issue 25 is coming up. I think you probably want to talk about that one a little bit.
Yeah, 25 is our big issue 25 blowout. It's going to be a full double size issue. Just
The last one for a while.
packed to the gills with stuff. So if you remember shrapnel number 15, which was double size because of the Mercenaries Kickstarter, this one is similarly beefy. So it could classify as a weapon in some jurisdictions. Yeah, so one of the main features about that, which I'm kind of excited about, is it's going to feature a serialized continuation of The Martial Way by Jeff Swift, which published earlier this year, or late last year.
Late last year.
So that's, I know some people were clamoring about the end of Martial Way. It's like, give me more. We like the front reaches and the Colonial Martial. So you're getting your wish.
Awesome.
And then we just have more shrapnel coming down the pipe. So
awesome. Jen, what about Shadowrun?
So I'm in charge of a lot of the short fiction. We, of course, have our first fiction, a free Shadowrun story, and a free battletech story on the 1st of every month. That is mapped out through the rest of the year.
Awesome. Which, real quick, if I can, I usually go through and drop these links in chat, so I'm going to do that real fast since you brought it up. It's Brian Young's A Question. Oh wait, no, that's A Question of Survival is now available on Audible. Jason Hans's The Long Road. Monthly BattleTech fiction. Tales. Oh, that's 2025's monthly BattleTech fiction is Tales of the Inner Sphere.
Correct. That is the collection of all the fiction we did last year for BattleTech.
Gotcha.
And then 6th little snapshot is Shadowrun.
Yeah, for BattleTech, I have Honor the Dragon by Craig A. Reed Jr.
Honor of the Sword, I think
Honor
is the name of the
of
story.
Honor of the Dragon with Craig's piece of BattleTech short fiction, Honor of the Sword. And then we've got 4 Shadowrun 6th World Snapshots for the free monthly fiction. I'm gonna I have more on the fiction stuff, but I'll drop that in at the end. But while you keep going, Jen, I'll drop these in chat.
And we will be getting stories from like Sean Holland, Carrie Harris, Dylan Bertolo, James Gates.
Awesome.
Like, I've got some coming in from Jim Green and Marius Lars. But we are also going to be doing a series of triptych stories in GTM magazine. And I've got 4 of those set up from people like Jay Anelli, Evelyn Tang, and Stephen Blackmore.
Ooh, cool.
Also, in the novella series, we have our first lit RPG Shadowrun novella series coming out, written by Kat Rambo and Lowell Francis.
Oh, cool.
So it is actual traditional lit RPG, which is Shadowrun is absolutely rife for, and their stuff, I'm loving it. We also have 2 Desert Wars based novellas. They are one-offs, one by Jason Mallory, one by Brad Kelly, and then Marie Bilodeau's Top Direct Omnibus with the interstitials and the extra story will also be coming out in the second quarter.
Cool.
We've got a lot of stuff churning, and then there's stuff that John just handed me in the last couple of weeks that I have spun up, and I don't actually know what they're going to be called because we haven't actually had that discussion, but they're longer. They're all novelettes, like all the stories are at least 10,000 words. So those will be very interesting.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
you mentioned, I think it's really cool and interesting that we're dropping some fiction now into GTM magazine. For anyone, like, I know I've only seen copies of those at like trade shows and conventions and stuff like that. Are those going to be kept and released in another format at some point, or?
Yes.
That's a John question.
Not sure. We might throw them into the snapshots. I don't know, because they're all short. They're 1,500 words. They need to be tight, short stories to fit across three issues of the magazine. It's a serial.
Gotcha.
And yeah, like for example, last in Six World Snapshots, Jen, didn't we put one of your GTM stories from the 5-parter? Or that was the podcast series.
We put the podcast series in. Between a Rock and a Hard Place has not actually been published anywhere that I know of.
Oh, we should fix
except
that.
for GTM.
Like, for example, I know this is a long time ago, Phil. We, Jason Schmetzer did a story. Thank you. And we published that in Shrapnel, for example. Yeah. So they will come out eventually in another, because it's
I can
all rights to it.
To the list of, if we want to put it into Snapshots Volume 2, Between a Rock and a Hard Place.
Sure, why not? But yeah, the story that's coming out, hopefully, once I talk to Jerome, figure out where we're going to slot that in, and then that one would probably be included, just because I'm not sure where else it would go. Or we could maybe we'll post it on the website as like a free giveaway. We'll figure it out. We have options. But I want to make sure it's not just a one and done, that people have to pick up 3 issues of Game Trade. Not that it's not an interesting magazine, but I want to make sure that fiction reaches as wide of an audience as possible.
Yeah, but mine was actually a 5-issue thing.
Right.
It was, and I don't think I have ever gotten all the physical copies of it, but I would be happy to put any of the GTM that comes out in the year into 6 World Snapshots, because
Awesome.
that works.
Yep. Okay.
Also, I do have in our links to drop for you guys, go on the Ultimate Food Run with Amanda Cherry's short story, Shadowrun Cold Front.
Oh, yeah.
Step into Shadowrun missions with the Red Pill and join this awesome campaign, and explore magic in a new way with the latest Shadowrun release, Deus Ex Arcana, which is compatible with our new Halo app, so you can actually get extra details and spells and information in AR. If you go to sixworldsecrets.com, you can learn more.
Ooh, that's cool. I thought that was just for the dragon scroll.
You know, you could actually probably work with Ian on doing stuff for your fiction covers too.
Ooh, I'll have to put that on the Wednesday meeting agenda.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
This is my
Mine actually
contribution.
is in June, so I haven't put in my art notes.
So guys, I can't promise that this is going to happen, but I'm so excited about this technology that I actually asked if it was possible, and it is. I'm going to get a tattoo soon, and it's going to be readable in the Halo app.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
That we have to do, like, when you have to do the reveal and everything. That's gonna be
I'm dead, I'm dying, I'm so excited.
That's really cool.
It's gonna be a little hard because you got to get the right angle on it, since the body's curved.
Well, you'll have to do it we'll have to figure out how to do a video of that or something, because that's gotta go out. Yeah, the future is here, clearly. Yeah. That's amazing. Let's see what else. You know what? So we're talking about fiction stuff. I did want to give a shout out or a little bit of update to those who are wondering about the Book of the Lost Bard. Quincy's Tavern is the next project there. It is going swimmingly. Jen's involved in that one, doing some managerial work. And a big shout out to Kat Hardy, who we brought in to do art management, and she's just knocking out of the park. The pictures, the food, the settings, the characters are all amazing. It's just Quincy's happy. We're happy. The book is coming along swimmingly. Just thrilled to have that one moving, and it's going to be something really special when it comes out. But I wanted to just give a shout out to folks who may have been wondering about that one. We are on track, and it's going to be amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it is already now 4:40. So what Phil and Jen specifically, because John, I've had you on before. Shut up. What do you two want to share? Anything else that we've missed before we go over to Q&A?
Well, John was going to talk about this, but I would like to mention Gene Raby.
Oh, that's right. I meant to lead off with that, but we just dive right into the schedule.
I'm sorry, I got so excited.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Just for those who, I don't know, like been making the rounds on social media today or yesterday, unfortunately, a long time friend of certainly of Catalyst and author that I knew and worked with directly, and she touched a lot of people during her time. Jean Raby passed away after a fairly significantly long illness. She had started doing Mech Force Quarterly, if I have that name right, back in the FASA days. She wrote the monthly newsletter, I guess, or I think she edited it. And then I met her, I believe it was at Origins at first, and we started our friendship. She submitted and edited anthologies for when I worked at Technobooks. I got the privilege of working with her on Aftershocks, a Shadowrun novel back in the day when it was with Rock, and then she came to us and did Shadows Down Under, fully on her own. She did a great Australian Shadowrun novel that I really enjoyed, took it a very dark turn that really worked, I think, well within the IP, and has written some excellent short fiction for us. One of her stories ended up in the big book of cyberpunk stories that came out, I want to say last year or the year before. And they came to us and wanted to use her story, and I was very pleased to get that in that tome because it has all the greats, William Gibson and everyone. And I'm sure Bill was annoyed to see that there was a Shadowrun story in there because Bill Gibson does not like Shadowrun. So it was, Lucius Shepard, just all the greats from cyberpunk, and that was a great honor for me to be able to get that in there. So yeah, she will be missed. She touched a lot of people. I don't know if anyone, Jen, if you wanted to say something about her.
Jean was one of my first really big convention friends. She got me into Origins and the Origins library. She wrote for me when I did my DAW anthology. She's edited me. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, but we kept in regular email contact. She supported my Kickstarter, and I made sure that she got all of her letters from the Dear Pen Pal stuff, even though she had been sick. This one's a hard one for me. I will miss Jean quite a lot. She was the kind of person who lifted everyone else up, and she did her best to do that.
Yeah, so, if you're connected in the industry at all, I'm sure someone on social media, you've seen their news, and she was prolific, worked across genres, a lot of fantasy, Dragonlance, D&D, a ton of stuff.
Her most recent stuff was the Dark of, it's like the Piper Blackwell series. So
cool.
Oh yeah, she will definitely be missed.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for that shout out.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else of fiction that I need to talk about, other than I will have my unofficial Colors Quartet book 3, Emery Gray, will be out in June.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Yes. Well, we get fiction back from you, and I think you take a little bit not of a break from the editing because that's how I'm going. Also get from you, so it's a good thing.
Well, let's jump on over to some Q&A because I see stuff showing up in chat, and I want to make sure we get to that. So first question, Zigaro asks, any release date for A Treachery of Ravens?
Oh, somewhere I hope Ceravella's ears pricked up. No, because I don't have the final manuscript from him yet. He keeps promising me I'm gonna put him on blast here. He keeps promising me the last chapter, and he's promised me that since like October. So if you folks see him in demo team or somewhere anywhere else, be sure to ping him about that. So,
listen, there are 46 people watching this stream right now, so if all of you email I think it's mcieravella@catalystgamelabs.com. I'm going to verify
I wasn't going to go out that far, but what can I say? Here we are. I want it. I want the book. I mean, granted, Ceravellas have just welcomed in December a new entry into their household. Mason, probably taking up an inordinate amount of their attention. However, he did say he would still get it to me. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. And then next question was, is there an update on the My Hero Academia miniatures game? So yeah, I gave a brief one last week. Basically, we are in marketing Mobius strip from with Toho and Crunchyroll. Basically, any asset that we use has to be approved. So we've got a ton of marketing assets that we've sent them. We've gotten like 4 rounds of feedback back and forth from them, so it's getting submitted again. But we can't. Our hands are tied on doing further promotion and getting that up until those assets are approved and marketing can blast. So hopefully soon we'll have more word, but that's where we are right now. When is Wars of Reaving trilogy released?
That's slated for this year still. It was we had to push it back a bit because I was hoping to get it out in time, the first book out for Adepticon. That's not going to happen. Still a little bit up in the air right now. As a matter of fact, Phil and I are going to discuss that after this very call. So that's I don't have a quite locked down month yet. Hopefully we will have information to be able to start pushing that soon. But that's where we are there. I want to Wars of Reaving is the big thing with the clan homeworlds. I want to make sure it's done right. It's a big project. Phil and Jason and Craig, I know, all worked on it very hard, and we want to make sure that it hits all where it has to hit. So right now, the 1 or 2 of the books will come out this year. I can guarantee that. But since we're spacing them a little bit more, it's going to stretch probably into 2027, just to let you know. So that's where that is.
Lorcan asks when the Hong Kong version of Shadowrun 6 comes out. I don't have a solid date for that because it depends on sellout. So get all your friends into Shadowrun, get them to buy the Berlin edition, and then buy the Hong Kong edition, and then we'll see what version comes out next.
Look, just pick up 6 world snapshots as a nice introduction to the world, and then they get in that way too. So there you go.
Awesome. At CBT Books asks, when is Den of Wolves released?
Ha! So you can email Lauren at catalystgamelabs.com.
So I did talk to him. I did talk to him recently about this. So it is far enough along where I'm going to give you the good version first and then the snarky version. The good version is that it is getting there, but basically there's some parts of it that Lauren and Mike Stackpole need to do together, and they're having difficulty finding time for their schedules to mesh. My snarky response to that is, cool, so your schedules haven't meshed in 7 years? So, and then he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, Clan Invasion was 2019. And he was like, shit. So I'm hoping that lights a fire under his ass, but that's all the news I have on Den of Wolves. So
same. I mean, look, the story is, like, from what I understand, about 3/4 done. It's just that last quarter is the hump, I guess, over the hump. So
I have a special request, John. When you get that manuscript, can we just jump it to the top of the list because people have been waiting so long?
I mean, I will do my very best.
Okay.
The good news is it's Mike, it's Lauren. The manuscript should be pretty clean. We will push that into editing right away, and try to get that. Yeah, I attempted. I'm supposed to possibly. Lauren and I have been talking about me coming down to Puerto Rico next month. I'm like, hey Mike, come with me. We'll just show up on his doorstep and sit down in a day and just hammer this out. I'm very, not that I just opened that up to everyone who's but he doesn't watch this anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But honest to God, I'm tempted to do it just to get it done. You realize that Randall Bills wrote an entire trilogy. He overhauled book 1 of Founding the Clans and wrote 2 and 3 from scratch. And we know how busy Randall is. So I'm just throwing it out there. You know?
Yep.
Anywho, so no, it's a viable question, and you guys keep asking at conventions, keep asking them.
I did at one point. I'm still working on this. It's just a million other things have come up. Is doing like a high quality story stream for BattleTech, like we did with Realmsmith and World of Shadows and stuff like that for Shadowrun. And Lauren was like, well, I want first stab at writing that story. And I was like, you can have that when Den of Wolves is done.
What did he say to that?
He respects snark for some reason, so he kind of like, kind of thing. And I was like, I'll ask someone else if you're not done with it. Like, I'm not giving you something new to write.
To would be fair and fun having him and Mike on like some sort of reading stream when that book is actually finished. Would be awesome in my opinion.
Cool.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. So just saying.
Another question from Highmont. I remember there being an audiobook in the works with Tex from Tex Talks Battletech. Is there any news on that?
That's a good question. The first I have to have a conversation with him. Tex, of course, has been mondo busy over the past couple of years, and since we were going to get him for a trilogy, and I don't want to say which one because it's seminal one. And book 1 is wrapped, but I need to make sure he's going to do books 2 and 3 because it doesn't make sense to have him just do 1 and then move on to someone else for the other 2. So I need to reach out to him and say, hey, bud, now that you got them under your belt, how about the other 2? So that's where we are. And then, you know what? I should move that to the top of my list too because that's kind of important.
Cool. Turbo Turtle asks, Battletech t-shirts, hats, mugs, will they be back in stock on the web store? So I know that we our online store is being fulfilled by the new warehouse, which I had told you guys about. But everything was kind of stopped on reprints and merch and swag and stuff because with the transition, it was like, well, where do we send stuff and like all the shipping so I don't know about reprints for existing stuff yet. I do know that there was like a ton of Lost Tech dice that were made for like and it might be other swag items too, I'm not sure, for mercenaries and stuff that never got to the web store because we shipped them when they were done at QML. We shipped them directly to the new web store knowing that it was coming. So that integration and that changeover just happened in like December. So now they just asked in our meeting earlier today, like, are there any items that should be prioritized to get added to the web store next? Because they did like 120 for their first, and they've been slowly adding more and more to the store. So I did bring up the Lost Tech dice. So there should be more swag coming here pretty soon. From Billy, will we see any more stories about Hannah Rippin' Heart and what's left of Mountain Wolves?
More than likely, yes. There are some things. As a matter of fact, I have more stuff from Rusty. I need to integrate it into the schedule. It'll make him happy, hopefully. But he's been doing some fill-in work. He's still working on the Aces line. I know that. Matter of fact, I've got to look at Snowblind to make sure that's all up to snuff. I have projects from him that I need to integrate into the schedule, including a 60,000 word novel that might be a Mountain Wolf one, I think. So the short answer, yes. When? This year. That's what I can tell you. Cool. I actually have 2 different things from him. I know one I'm really positive is a Mountain Wolf novel. I just got to make sure of that. So, but yeah, those characters I think the fan base has really kind of come to them, and I think we want to keep that going clearly.
Kalos Gaming Table asks, do we know when we'll move past the current 3152 timeline and progress past it?
That's a great question. I don't have that information. So I'm
Ray at Catalyst Game Labs. Kalos also asks if there's any update on the Battletech comic book / graphic novel.
Yes, there has been some movement on that. There was a little bit of ICA snafu that's being cleared up right now, as a matter of fact, and Eldon is raring to go. As a matter of fact, I need to set up a conversation with him, iron out some details, but yeah, that's finally, it's been a fits and starts kind of thing, but we're finally got everything in place to move forward. Script is done, and the script, I will say the script for number 2 has been handed in. I need to review that. So we are moving along on that as well.
Cool. DZI 3LAC. Hi, I love your games. Any news on Runefire? So yes, I know that basically where we are with, because I know we were getting the project followers for the Kickstarter, but we really want to commit to getting Mercs, Levs, Takedown, Voltron, Frostpunk all done and as far along as they can be, since Voltron and Frostpunk aren't done with development yet. So there is a conversation about, do we push Runefire's Kickstarter or do we just release straight to retail? If we release it straight to retail, it will release at Gen Con. I think our plan is to do that either way, but like to have a Kickstarter and immediately start fulfilling it, but we may not do it on Kickstarter anymore. So that's still being discussed. So I don't have too much new on that, except that it's pretty much ready to go, I believe. So development is done. All right, that was all the questions from my doc, so I'm going to just scan for any last minute ones. Let's see. It's scrolling as I go. How far out is the novel line scheduled? That's from Turbo Turtle, Craig.
Early 2027. So we are a year out. Pieces are coming into place. I have more books coming by several authors. So we're in good shape. Say that much. And also that goes for novellas on both sides, Shadowrun as well. So finally pushing ahead so we can start looking at my big goal for this year, possibly to start talks with. My big goal is, of course, to get both Shadowrun and BattleTech back into bookstores like Barnes & Noble. But you have to be ahead in the schedule, like locked and set. Phil and I have been working on that for Shrapnel, and now it's time to work on that on the main line as well.
And one of the things we're doing for Shadowrun with the novella line is trying to link some of that with some ebook source book releases.
Correct. The Desert Wars that Jen mentioned. Yep.
But I didn't want to mention those specifically because we haven't gotten that far.
Well, I mean, we're working on it. So.
I mean, Desert Wars is the first of those.
Billy asks, we got a bunch of legacy Mercs companies in Ilclan with Grey Death, Kellhounds, etc. Are there any other Merc companies being reintroduced in Ilclan?
Well, I mean, we also have been doing a lot of stuff with the Lone Wolves, which I'm going to be honest, I did not know the Lone Wolves had been around for as long as they had been. So to see them come front and center, they've been around since like the 2700s, I believe. So to see them come front and center too was kind of a big deal. I'm like, oh, I thought it was like a relatively new thing. So that's another one. I know there are fans of like Lexington Combat Group. We're always looking for people who want to play around with those. One thing I will tease about, I'm going to say Aerodani Lighthorse is coming back in a way that I don't think we can really talk about fully, but the ELH is going to have kind of front and center for some new projects that are coming down the pike, and that's all I can say about that.
Cool. I see Highmont said Shadowrun Montreal edition. I just want to comment real quick that one of our skyscrapers here is Evo. I don't know what they actually do, but like, can we please use this? Like,
that's hilarious. That is so funny. Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was like, I'm home. That's all I need. Billy also asked, will any novel involve Ilclan era clan homeworlds?
Not yet, just because I haven't gotten a story. Now this I can say because Ray has made it very clear that the homeworlds in the Ilclan era are right now kind of off limits simply because we haven't received the story that we feel will move them forward, which is why I went back to Wars of Reaving in fiction. And I would be happy to do more. Look, Founding of the Clans trilogy sold very well for us. Not gonna lie. I don't know if it was because of new work by Randall Bills, who was a fan favorite, but also I think the story he told there was very engaging. And I think there's more stories to be told in the homeworlds, which again is why I went to Wars of Reaving. People have concepts, authors have concepts for the homeworlds that are not in Ilclan. I'd certainly look at them. But right now, it's off limits because we're trying to decide what has happened to the homeworld since basically the clan invasion. We've really not touched on them a lot. And it's up in the air. I'll come right out and say it. So in the Ilclan area right now, not until we get hit upon what story are we telling for them.
Okay. And another question from Billy. Billy loves the fiction. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you. Thanks for reading.
Any Magistracy of Canopus books coming anytime soon? Did I say that right?
Magistracy of Canopus?
Magistracy.
Technically, we're some adjacent stuff. I know. Look, there's a plot line that's happening there that I would love to explore in fiction that I think no one's really picked up on. So currently, no. That might be a novella series, possibly, because I think just the Canopus the Canopus little mini state, I think, is just kind of intriguing in and of itself. No one's really pitched me a story there, as far as I'm aware. So I'd be interested in. I'm always interested in the lesser states. I mean, yes, the great houses and the clans are awesome. I love the periphery. People talking about lesser. Hey, I want to do something here. Well, let's talk to submit to Shrapnel. Come talk to us about it. Because if the story strikes me, then yeah, it's. But right now, there's currently nothing planned for it. Let's put it that way.
Cool. And then last question that I see here that popped up at the bottom while I was scrolling up is, when will we see a Battletech Force Pack release schedule beyond the Karita packs, Q2 and Q3? Again, he's trying to get it together. It's going back and seeing all of the production that we had planned for last year, and where art is, where manufacturing is, where sculpts are, like all of that kind of stuff. It takes time. So I'm hoping for any time now that that I'm able to talk more confidently about some of this stuff. But it's slowly coming together. And as soon as I have more, I'll tell you guys about it. So
I thought there were a lot of moving parts to putting a book together. Then I found out what was necessary for a force pack, including sending the files to the other side of the world.
yeah,
So yeah, it's complex. Very
Yeah.
complex.
I know I have theoretically some April stuff coming, but I'm wondering, because there's a lot of it, so I'm wondering if it's not quite right and getting pushed. But a couple of, I won't give you everything on there, but I will give you Salvage Box Legendary Warriors. The Timberwolf from Mercenaries, the C-scale one is going to come to retail, so it's the exact same one. It just comes in the nice box instead of the little cardboard pack. Battletech Clan Battlestar Force Pack. And that's it for Force Packs in April. So for Force Packs and Salvage Boxes. So that's what I've got for now. Oh, and then I do also have a tentative, because my eyes skipped over it because it was purple. Elysian Lancers Command Lance potentially is April as well. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for being here and talking all the fiction and answering questions.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Great pleasure.
I
Absolutely.
feel like there's so much more to talk about. Maybe we should get you guys back on in like a month and do some more.
We can certainly discuss that. Absolutely.
Okay. And thank you guys for being here as always. Next week, I actually have Chris Fry on from Leah to talk about the manufacturing, answer any questions about that. I've had him on before, but also to talk about Aces specifically and the miniatures in the Aces box. So yeah, come back next week and we'll talk to you then. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. By the way, this is Mina. This is